welcome back to Party Trick Astrology. I'm Nina.
I'm Shaina.
And this is Leo Rising.
Yeah.
Yeah? Anything else to add?
Fire noises. Fire tricker noises.
Do they have that?
Listen, I can do whatever you want. Okay?
Here, I'll give you some...
Disrespectful. Their Party Trick Astrology is filming.
So, Leo Rising.
Oh God.
You're ruled by the sun. You are a fire sign, a fixed sign. Well, you are not. Your ascendant is the lion.
The lion. That was a really good lion impression. It was some two
lion's tongue. I don't even want footage of me doing lion's breath.
Isn't that one's like, you're ruled by the sun. You think the world revolves around you, you know?
But according to someone in the comments, the heliocentric universe is a lie.
Oh my
so
God.
take everything we say with a grain of salt. I am an Aquarius, so don't always get along with Leo energy, but when it's in the ascendant, I love you guys. Like, I really like Leo risings. I follow your 7th house, and also usually with a Leo rising, our conjunct or our composite ascendant is Leo. So then I get the feeling of being a Leo rising. Right now I have my progressed rising in Leo, and it's fun. It's a party, honestly. And I don't think there's so much of thinking that the world revolves around you, because it's not tied to any ego and it's not tied to your emotional core.
Yeah.
It's just what you project. So you just naturally attract more energy around you, and maybe subconsciously you think about your surroundings and you think about the people around you and how they're making you look.
Yeah.
But it's not that you think that you're the center of the universe. And it's just a very genuinely outgoing, people-loving sign. And there's definitely a bit of a performer in you.
Oh yeah.
Just anything. Like, I noticed that even with my progressed Leo rising, I'm like, everything is a performance. Like, music is playing, I'm gonna dance. Like, everyone is watching and they all love you.
What you're talking about with the whole like image of like who you're around and stuff, like you're the sun, so you just radiate like this like positive, vibrant energy, so people are attracted to you, so you're gonna have a big crowd probably around you. It's like one of the most extroverted risings, if not the most extroverted rising. The hair, you got the hair definitely. Something going on. That's your main thing, you know? Thanks, everyone.
And also you are very like, you attract people very much with your sun, your vibrance, ruling your ascendant, but also you're the kind of person who you're going to, maybe in situations where it's not necessarily appropriate, you're going to be very loud and you're going to see it as an opportunity to perform, and you kind of know maybe that you're annoying people, but you don't care.
Yeah.
You know?
We both heard a Leo rising say like the most important thing to them is the first impression. It can be very overwhelming, I think, as a Cancer rising though, to be met with a Leo rising in some ways, at least for me, because like on their first impression, like they're just like, hi, and I don't mean this in a negative way, like I'd rather be this way, but I'm just saying, like, from my point of view, it can be overwhelming to me. They can talk, because maybe even if their left side is more introverted, like on first impression, they're just like going to strike up the conversation, going to keep the conversation going to keep it positive and probably kind of light, you know what I mean? It's not like a deep first impression, it's a like, oh, what'd you do today? Tell me everything.
Basically, your goal in getting your first impression across is just being like, hey, I'm here. Like, Cancer rising is very much not like, hey, I'm here. It's more like, hey, I'm not here.
Yeah, it's like, I can disappear if you want me to.
The same guy that we were talking about, before we went to school, there was a Facebook page that everyone that was going to was a part of, and he was the like king of the Facebook page.
Yes.
He was the ultimate like, hi, I'm here. What is everyone doing the first week of school? We should go
Let's
hiking.
meet up. Let's go here. Let's go here.
I do this, and this is me, and here, and hey, and who wants to be my friend?
Yeah. And it's a fire rising too, so they like physical activities. So they're gonna be like, let's all get together and do this physical activity.
Yeah.
You know?
Looks wise, I feel like If you're a girl and you're a Leo rising and you start going blonde, you just keep going blonde.
We think of them as like something like head of student council, like star quarterback, or prom queen, prom king, like some kind of like, I think in school, like they do really well, I think in school. Like Leo rising, I think can be the kind of person that like shines in high school.
Yeah.
And like peaks or even in high school, you know, not necessarily, but I can see that more happening because you're so good at like this big community, everybody's probably going to know you and you're going to be the head of this or the know of that.
Or like just the friendly frat guy.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
How do I describe it? Like there's a stereotype to it. Libra, you think of like typical like pretty girl, pretty boy, but there's some kind of aspect
right,
to
because
it.
when they think of how they want to dress themselves or how they want to present themselves, they don't think typical pretty girl, pretty boy. They think, how am I going to stand out?
No, but they can be typical in their typical way.
They're not, they're definitely not breaking any molds. They're not trying to fit into molds.
But they do kind of naturally fit in without trying.
They're able to make the normal.
Yeah, that's,
you know?
that's yes. It's like they're the norm, whatever that is. They're the new normal, you know?
It's just, what they do is just naturally more acceptable.
Yeah.
Even if they're more alternative, it's not like they'll be questioned for it necessarily, just because they do demand more respect and
it's the sun, it's the lion, it's fierce.
Yeah. I see some Leo risings as kind of more nerdy, but they're just kind of very, very lovable in the way that they are.
Everybody will be like, oh, I love them.
Yeah, they're like more silly or like they dance crazy, but they still demand this kind of attention and catch some kind of attention, and they're just kind of more lovable.
Yeah. If you bring up a Leo rising to somebody and you're like in a school or work setting, everybody's just kind of like them.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's gonna know them as well for the most part. Whenever the Leo rising performs, even if it isn't going well or whatever it is, you're still gonna kind of have like, oh, you know, yeah.
Kind of your idea is like, I want to be your friend. Because they just come across so friendly and so likable and so like cool. Like I want to be that cool person's friend. But they're also like so friendly and so likable.
They're also silly. They're pretty silly people, and because they also, I think it's like maybe they like to
a bit of a class clown.
Yeah. And it's a very impulsive sign. So if you think of them if they're going to be at a party, if it's, you know, if they're that kind of person, like they'd be the person that'd be like, I dare you to do this, and they'd be the person to do that dare.
Oh yeah, especially when it's like, you've challenged me.
Yes.
I can do the challenge and everyone's gonna pay attention to me while I do this dare.
Yes. They do like to have the attention on them, but I think almost maybe they probably performed a lot to their family when they were little. This could be maybe another, like, maybe not necessarily like favorite child, but like the child that draws the focus. You know, when I think of even with like your cousin Gustavo, like I've never met him, but I've heard everybody talk about him, and everybody has a funny story to tell about him.
That's so true.
And like, he's the person that I'm like, I've heard the most about and like has been hyped up the most.
Yeah.
Oh, Leo risings will probably love like dressing up, being like extra. They could be that bougie bitch, you know? I've never said that out loud. They're probably like totally the stereotype of like, I want a big diamond ring or something like that. Or like they like giving gifts and receiving gifts. So like I'm sure like maybe a Leo rising wrote diamonds are a girl's best friend, like that kind of thing.
I think there's a huge amount of ease that comes with being a Leo rising. Along with that ease, and kind of because there's that ease, there's kind of like a lack of really caring about how people think or see of you. Like with that thing of like, I'm being loud and obnoxious where I shouldn't be, but I don't care. Yeah, there's just kind of a natural acceptance of you and a natural like energy that you draw people in with, and just probably very likable, very sociable,
passionate, creative, all those kind of good things, but it can be overwhelming for people.
Moving on to the 7th house.
Yes.
Your 7th house is in Aquarius.
I think that you're attracted to the kind of person
that's an individual.
Yeah, an individual that stands out, but in a different way. Because like, I think Leo risings, like they stand out, but also they fit in. Aquarius risings stand out, but they don't fit in. And so you're attracted to that oddball, like maybe if this was like a romantic comedy, if it was like a high school, you know,
Yeah.
like the
it's totally
quarterback
like
of the
She's
football.
All That.
I didn't
Like,
see that.
okay, so
I
She's
trust
All
you.
That is like, for anyone who hasn't seen it, including Shaina, in so many, without like revealing the entire plot, quarterback, superstar, like popular guy, and nerdy loner girl who's artistic.
Yeah.
You know? And it starts out as a dare, but then he's like, no, I actually really like her. She's like, you thought I was
It starts out as a dare. Of course it does.
Yeah.
No, totally.
And like, who doesn't like a Leo rising, actually?
I don't know. I actually don't like a lot of them on first impression because, like I said, it overwhelms my Cancer rising.
It's like they're fun, they're not afraid to stand out. Aquarius energy and Leo energy both indicate thinking that one is superior to the other.
Yeah.
So there's kind of an attraction of like, they meet a bar that I surpass, you know? They surpass the same bar that I surpass.
Oh,
You know?
yeah.
Like, they're kind of more on my level
Mhm.
than, I'm not saying like me personally, because I don't want to reveal too much about how I think about you, plebeian. No, I'm just kidding. You know, there's just a more confident aura, more, like, above the bar kind of feeling.
Mhm.
So there's a compatibility there.
Yeah, I think it's that look of like we're both above everybody kind of couple. Like
Mhm. And in different ways.
Leo
so they're
rising-
not competing with each other.
Yeah, Leo rising probably wants the Aquarius to teach them about not just themselves. You know, because they know themselves, they don't know the world. Less me and more us.
And also, like, a Leo rising shouldn't have someone who just, like, completely caters to, like, you're the best, you're the
No,
best, you're the best. And an Aquarius rising will have definitely respect for the Leo rising, but they feel like they're on the same level. It's not someone groveling at the feet of someone else.
But be careful because I think egos and God complexes can get in the way in like
Oh,
arguments.
for sure.
Okay, so that was your Leo rising video.
We hope you enjoyed and probably stroked your ego quite a bit.
I know, that's so true.
The Virgo risings are like so mad.
Bitter.
That this is the video that we gave to the Leo.
But some risings are just easier. Like, let's be real, like, Leo is so happy in the first house.
Yeah.
It's the sun. The sun wants to be in the first house.
Yeah.
So, it makes life a lot easier. But, yeah.
It's not as the very deep rising, but
No,
that's
definitely.
okay. You have the rest of your chart for that.
Yeah. It's a very surface level rising. I can also find if Leo risings have a more introspective moon, they can seem as if they're like, I'm all for the people, yeah, we. And then they're like, not really gonna show up to any parties.
Yeah.
Not really gonna be around, but everybody's like, where's this person? Everybody's like at home.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Goodbye.